The core routine that's done with me, the focus is groundwork. So at home, your home-based core, once you learn your home-based routine, go through it over and over again. It's the beginner or the fundamental core routine. The core that's done with me gets into the advanced core stage, which it's kind of a hybrid. The advanced core stage has a lot to do with strength per body mass index, which is the last cycle. It's the focal point of the last cycle. And what you'll begin to see is that each of my cycles coincide, so we're kind of touching base. Like we're going to work mechanics in the first cycle. We're not going to leave mechanics alone. We're not going to wait until the second cycle to touch mechanics, which the advanced core, the groundwork that we do, also moves right into proximal joint training. Moving from core right into proximal joint strength training, the groundwork that we do, the fundamentals behind it, having to move your body mass very low to the ground, doing inchworms, Spider-Man, Supermans, all of the fundamentals that I've had to do over the course of 20 some odd years. It's very fundamental that athletes start doing them now at age 8. I would go as far as to, if I had children, which my athletes are my kids, but if I had children, I would tell you at 5 years old, they should be doing groundwork or running. Running is fundamental. Proximal joint strength training, I would like to coin it. I would like for people to use this term. Proximal joint strength training is something that, to me, is a bigger piece of the pie. A lot of guys and a lot of girls are into lifting heavy, and I'm not against lifting heavy. I think it's a great thing. I do think it's for off season, and I think it's for a period of time so that you go from heavy lifting into an intermediate or a transitional phase of lifting, whether it be speed lifting or whether it be a higher volume style of lifting. I do believe that athletes year round and in off season still should be focusing on the strength around their joints. Eccentric training, static training, power band training is what 0 to 60 concentrates on. The fundamentals of the advanced and the beginner proximal joint strength training begin with balance. And my basic routine, it involves, or it comes from, a little bit of Tai Chi and ballet. It's where I got my portion of my program from. So when you do all my balance work and how we do the balance work, which it's very hard to talk about without showing you, but let's just call it balance work. It's what you take home. It's the home training. It's what I need you to do at home. And then when you come see me, then we get into the advanced groundwork and we further your proximal joint strength training there in your first cycle. By the second cycle, your proximal joint strength training is going to be a lot of band work, a lot of power band work, and a lot of different type of static and eccentric training. So the first cycle, once again, is beginner core into advanced core. And then we go beginner proximal joint strength training into advanced proximal joint strength training. The next cycle are mechanics. So I'll talk about that very shortly. Thank you.